What's up, guys? Welcome to another video with the Fantasy Fanatics. I'm Nathan. I'm here with Spencer. You want to say hello?
What's up, Phil? How are you doing?
So we're doing another video with this little mini series we've been doing where we preview all the fantasy relevant players from each team and each division. And so each video we're going to be breaking down one division at a time. Today's video is going to be the AFC West. And so you want to get us started?
All right, we'll start off with the Broncos. At QB, Drew Lock. I have him ranked 24th. You have him ranked 31st. If it's not a two-quarterback league, I guess we're not really thinking about, rostering him.
Yeah, if it's not a two-quarterback league, I'm not touching him.
And even in two quarterback leagues, I mean, he would still be a bench guy. I mean, I moved him up. I think I had him at 28th. I moved him up to 24th. I know yours come out tonight. You gonna bump him up any higher than 31?
No, not at all. I'm not. It's the same. I have the same stance as I did last year, where I have zero faith in him. I don't think he's a good quarterback, to be honest. And even if Teddy Bridgewater ends up the starting quarterback, he'll be in the same spot. I mean, they've got decent receivers. I think Judy's going to have a good year. Cortland Sutton coming off an ACL is going to be okay, and I think Fant will be kind of what it was last year. So I think the bigger stories are with the receivers and not really with the quarterback.
What about KJ Hamler?
Nah,
we'll get to him in just a little bit. Now off to the running backs. This is a big topic of discussion. Javonte Williams, I have him 27th. You have him at 34th. I know you moved him up, but these are rankings as of now. He's looked good in the preseason in the very few reps we've seen of him. I say he beats out Melvin Gordon, out-touches him starts by week 6. I mean, he is just such a talented runner, and it just doesn't seem like Melvin Gordon has the wheels like he did at one time, kind of like Todd Gurley.
Yeah, he just doesn't have much juice in the tank. I do think Javonte Williams right now is the better player, but they may start, like you were saying, with Melvin Gordon to get the season going, and then he'll probably take over that job. I mean, most rookies in that situation, they're going to at least give him a chance. I don't see the Broncos being super, super competitive. I mean, I think they'll be somewhere around a 500 team, maybe 7-10, that kind of range, 8-9, that kind of range. But I don't think they're going to be super, super competitive. And I obviously don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. So I think it's in their best interest to get Javonte Williams as many touches as they can to kind of see what they have.
I disagree. I think they are a 10-7 team, maybe even 11-6. Pretty high on Drew Lock this year. I know we have followers who hate us for saying that. Shout out your guy, Jay. Not
Jerome?
There you go. Right there.
He's a Broncos fan.
Yeah, and he hates Drew Lock.
Yeah, but like he would appreciate the fact that you're saying that the Broncos are going to do good. I don't think they're going to do good.
I think they will. All right, wide receivers. We both have Cortland Sutton. We're both high on him. You are very high on him. You have him as wide receiver 17. I have him as wide receiver 26. Can you explain your wide receiver 17 ranking?
That is going to change. That's going to change. I'm going to bring him back solely because I want to move Jerry Jeudy up. I think Judy's going to be the receiver you want. And so these rankings were made before the preseason weather and training camp. I'm going to move Jerry Jeudy up. I think he's the receiver you're going to want over Cortland Sutton. So I'm going to move Cortland Sutton to around the probably 30 range and probably have Jerry Jeudy in the mid to upper 20s.
Okay. Yeah, I have Jerry Jeudy at 34. You have him at 37 right now. You said you're going to move him up.
Yeah, he'll be up.
I mean, Jerry Jeudy has all the talent in the world to be a top 10 wide receiver.
He's
just
good.
Just the drops he had last year and the quarterback play he had last year. I'll probably move Cortland Sutton down. Not as high on him. But I think if we're talking upside, Jerry Jeudy definitely has it. But safest player, I think we're definitely talking Cortland Sutton. And then I had to throw KJ Hamler. In here. Love KJ Hamler. Don't have him ranked yet. That might change in the next week, though. Love KJ Hamler. I just don't see anybody I can rank him above. I mean, would you rather have? Let's look at the wide receiver rankings real quick. Would you rather have Gabriel Davis or KJ Hamler?
Probably Gabe Davis.
What about Marvin Jones when healthy?
Marvin Jones, 100%.
Michael Pittman? Yeah, I think I'm a little high on KJ Hamler. So
well, if you think about it, he's their fifth option probably.
I think he is their fourth option. Still not great. No.
Above who?
I think all right, so I think it goes Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton, Jay Jeudy, and then him.
You don't put one of the running backs in front of him?
I don't really think any. I mean, Javonte Williams, okay, pass catcher. They don't have Philip Lindsay anymore. So I think a lot of the pass catching duty out of the backfield will be gone. I don't know. Don't draft KJ Hamler in the regular league, though.
Yeah, stay away.
I mean, maybe it's kind of like a break. Nah, don't.
He's going to have like that 1 or 2 games where he has like a long touchdown. But other than that, it's just like, just don't even bother.
Until Denver turns into Kansas City. Don't touch him. All right, and then off to another pass catcher, Noah Fant. We both have him at 11. I don't know if you're going to change that. I don't know who you will put him above if you did change that. But we are both around that tight end 1, high end tight end 2. I have Irv Smith above him.
Mm-hmm.
You have Dallas Goedert above him.
I think in my updated rankings, he might drop back just a spot or two. People like Tyler Higbee, I'm going to move above him. Irv Smith is a good
You are
shout.
very high on Tyler Higbee.
I'll tell you someone else too. If Jameis Winston wins the job, Taysom Hill might be moving up in my tight end rankings.
You think he'd want to do that, though? You think he'd want to be the tight end after, competing for the quarterback job? I don't know, to get on the field,
Would he
probably.
rather sit?
I don't know. Good question.
He looked good. He can do it.
But don't sleep on Adam Troutman. I heard he avoided a serious injury. I didn't hear. I saw where he avoided a serious injury. Love Adam Troutman. I think I have him as a top 15 play.
I'm not a fan.
So
he'll be in the 20.
All right,
for me.
Off to the reigning AFC champs. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, number 1 quarterback. Not much. Just Patrick Mahomes.
Never. Like, who is that?
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Couldn't hear me or something. Confused me there for a little bit. Don't think there's much discussion for the number 1 ranking. Just the best, probably. He's going to lead fantasy in points, probably.
I'd say second best, like real life quarterback behind Russell Wilson. But I mean, fantasy, I think he takes the number 1 spot.
Non-bias, right?
No, I don't have. There's no jersey on today, so I'm not biased.
Gotcha. All right, we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Something that's crazy about Clyde is he was going sometimes as the 4th or 5th overall pick last year. Mm-hmm. Didn't have any real big injuries that he's coming off of. Just people are fading him. This is the post-hype time to get Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
We have him above his ADP. I have him at 16. You have him at 17. He's probably going around that RB. I'd say probably 20 range.
Like a high end RB2 kind of deal.
I mean, I've seen.
Good.
I've seen Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, and Darrell Henderson all go over him. So I've seen him drop to RB20, and that's crazy to say because he was probably RB4, RB5 being drafted last year.
Yeah, I think people saw the Chiefs offense with Kareem Hunt and thought that he would be that kind of player. I think he's too small, and I think that really – I mean, it's like putting Tariq Cohen in that offense, just a little bit more stocky, that kind of build. And I just don't think that makes for a solid 3-down back, but I think it will produce. I think it'll be good.
Okay. All right. Tyreek Hill. We both have him at 3.
I think he's going top 3 in everybody's draft.
If I'm not mistaken, you have DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams above him.
That is correct.
I have Stephon Diggs and Devontae Adams above him.
Yeah, between Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, and Ridley.
I did not think you could throw DK Metcalf in that. I do not think you could throw DK Metcalf in that conversation. I am on record saying that I do not agree with the ranking. I think about it every day if I should just go in there and edit it myself. I'm telling you,
he's my number 1 receiver. You'll see.
I don't
in the
like
draft,
it.
I will take him as the first receiver if all the receivers are available in like the second round, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go receiver. I take DK Metcalf. Like
I have
he's
him
a freak.
I have him as wide receiver 6. Could be 7. I have him below Calvin Ridley. I have him below DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams. I have AJ Brown below him as of now. Could change. But
Yeah, I just disagree.
And then
I think he's a freak.
We got the second best pass catcher in the offense, Nicole Hardman.
Right behind
we,
Demarcus Robinson.
We don't have him ranked.
Pringle.
Neither of us have him ranked. Will that change for you?
No, none of the other Chiefs receivers need to be ranked because they're like the typical Ted Ginn, Deshaun Jackson kind of players, where they're going to have the long touchdown every now and then, but they're not going to be consistent week to week value.
All right, and then Travis Kelsey, best tight end in fantasy. Sometimes going around 5 overall. Don't take him 5th overall. Don't take him 5th overall unless it's a 2 tight end league or something.
I would say he's worth it. I would say he's worth it in the first round. I would say probably towards the latter part of the first round because he's so far ahead of all the other tight ends. People talk about like Waller being able to close the gap. I don't see it.
I don't think you should be talking about Waller closing the gap. I think you should be talking about Kittle closing the gap.
Either one. People have been talking about Waller because he's had probably just because Kittle was hurt. But for fantasy purposes, I think Waller's probably the better play over Kittle. So the gap between them and Kelsey, I think it's way too big on a week-to-week basis, and I think it's very deserving of the first-round ADP that Kelsey has right now, given how slim the tight end position usually is every year.
All right, off to the Chargers. We got second-year quarterback Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm. Stud.
We both have him as top 10 plays. I have him as quarterback 9. You do also.
Yeah, I was going to say he should be right around the 10 mark, that kind of range.
Yeah. I mean, low-end quarterback 1, high-end quarterback 2?
Yeah, I'd say low-end QB 1. I think he's a weekly starter. I think he is what Trevor Lawrence's potential can be. I think that's Trevor Lawrence's potential.
That is disrespectful to T-Law.
How so?
To say his ceiling is Justin Herbert?
I'm talking about for a rookie. Like first year.
Okay. I thought you meant 10 years down the line, he'll never be more than Justin Herbert.
No, but I mean, Herbert could turn out to be a stud. I think Herbert's a stud. I think he's going to be.
He could turn out to be. He could turn out to be a bust.
I don't think so. I think he's too good.
People said the same thing about Carson Wentz though.
He had an MVP season. Do you call that a bust? And then he got.
I do call it a bust. Except that the Eagles won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's the only reason
he got him there.
If they did not win the Super Bowl, I know he didn't even play in the playoffs. If the Super Bowl was not in Philly, he would be a bust for sure. I mean, you don't draft a guy to have 2 good years.
Could have won it. Carson Wentz would have won that Super Bowl. Let's be real.
I don't know. Would Carson Wentz have caught the Philly? Would Carson Wentz have caught the Philly special?
He was probably the one who invented the Philly special.
That's nonsense. All right, off to the running back. There's only one notable running back to talk about. Austin Eckler.
Massive.
Josh Kelly, Justin Jackson. None of them guys, right? All right, Austin Eckler.
I wouldn't even think about the shreds.
We're both pretty high on him. We both have him as RB10.
Top 10 play for sure. PPR, he's going to be up towards the 7 or 8 mark probably.
Something I'm looking at right now for the quarterback, running back, and wide receiver ranking. We both have the same ranking for each of the running back, quarterback, wide receiver. Not much to say. Austin Eckler, stud. Has the potential to finish as RB 2 or 3 in PPR. He has sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say sky. McCaffrey's the limit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be touching McCaffrey.
I would say maybe even Cook's the limit. But
it's going to take injury to catch McCaffrey.
Yeah. Let's just hope McCaffrey plays 17 games.
I saw some crazy stat earlier where in the few games that McCaffrey played last year, I think he played in 4. He averaged like 30 points. Like,
I think that's PPR because
PPR.
I think standard he averaged 23 or 24,
which is
it was
insanity.
kind of because I think he left one game early too.
Yeah, it's insane. Like he scored 2 touchdowns in every game.
What if he comes out? What if he comes out and just Chuba Hubbard takes the job?
No shot.
What's the odds of that happening?
They don't even make them.
All right, off to the wide receiver, Keenan Allen, second best route runner in the game. We both have him as wide receiver 10.
Behind who? Amari Cooper? Don't you dare say
Stephon Diggs.
Don't you dare.
I would actually say third best route runner in the game.
I would put
behind
Keenan
Devontae Adams, Stephon.
I would put Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs.
That's outrageous. Just another thing that you say is complete nonsense.
How is that?
I have debated moving CeeDee Lamb above Keenan Allen. I've kind of flip-flopped with that idea a few times. But right now, kind of leaning towards Keenan Allen. So wide receiver 10, top 10, if not top 11. So off to the tight ends. You do not have any of them ranked. I put Donald Parham and I put Jared Cook on here. I don't have Parham ranked. I have Jared Cook as my tight end 19.
Really?
I have him as my tight end 19. And Hunter Henry
in my low 20s.
Hunter Henry in that offense last year. I mean, let's not say last. In the past, 3 or 4 years, you can't even compare that because they don't have the same OC. They don't have the same quarterback. The Chargers like throwing to tight ends. All right. Hunter Henry, Antonio Gates. Now we got 37-year-old Jared Cook. So, I just think
quick little rewind. Sorry to interrupt. Are you drafting Mike Williams?
Who?
Mike Williams.
I didn't throw him on here.
I think you throw him on you throw him on your bench. I think he's got a lot of potential if he can stay healthy.
In my updated rankings, he'll probably be wide receiver 45-ish.
I could see him making his way up to about 40.
I did not throw him on here. Sorry, disrespect to Mike Williams. He was not in either of our rankings. You can ask me, why'd you throw Donald Parham on here? Because I like Donald Parham. All right? That's the reason. If Mike Williams could stay on the field for 10-plus games a year, I'll throw him on here. All right, off to the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr, probably the least sexiest quarterback in fantasy. I mean, you don't want him.
I'd say Jared Goff.
Yeah, Jared Goff is pretty bad.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
But Jared Goff to a Super Bowl. Derek Carr, definitely least sexy quarterback.
Jared Goff did not go to a Super Bowl. His team went and he just watched them play, and he watched them make it there, and he was just along for the ride. He's a little side.
You cannot say Jared Goff didn't make it, and then say that Carson Wentz did. Doesn't make sense.
Carson Wentz had an MVP season. What are you talking about? If he didn't get hurt, he was winning MVP that year. How can you?
All right, we both have Derek Carr is bought because he didn't play in the playoffs.
But if he would have won MVP, he got hurt before the playoffs.
That's like saying Chad Henne, advance the Chiefs.
No,
Carson championship.
Just off the dome, played 13 weeks, something around there.
Let's say 14.
Yeah, so if he would not have gotten hurt, he was the MVP front runner. I don't think anybody disagrees. Derek Carr had the same thing when he broke his leg.
I got to throw that bad juju on Derek Carr. If he breaks his leg, I'm coming to you. If he breaks his leg, I'm coming to. No, I know. Versus Houston.
But he didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz did.
But so did Jared Goff. All All right, we both have Derek Carr as bottom 25 quarterbacks. No explanation there. He has no receivers to throw to unless Henry Ruggs has a huge bounce back season, which he potentially could, but we'll get to that.
I think he is the receiver to have. I think he's 100%. I think he's one of those flyers you draft on your bench because he's got massive upside, especially with like Nelson Aguilar gone and Tyrell Williams gone. I think he's got big upside, but very risky.
Very risky.
Do
All
agree
right,
with that
Josh
synopsis.
Josh Jacobs. Why did they sign Kenyon Drake? We both have Josh Jacobs around that 20 range. I have him at 21. You have him at 20. Assume you'll be moving him down.
I'm going to move in about 25, I think.
All right. And then Kenyon Drake. Don't see the appeal in Kenyon Drake.
Upper 30s, maybe.
Yeah, you have him at 35 40. Right now. I moved him all the way to 46. Don't love.
Let me see. I can check for you real quick to see, give you an accurate number. I moved him to 35.
35.
Mm-hmm.
Right below Zach Moss. So
like I think he will have some run, but like I think Josh Jacobs is their guy. And Kenyon Drake was bad last year. Like he was like unusually bad. Well, after the year he had before when he got traded to the Cardinals, he's a stud, and then last year it was rough.
I'm going to put on here the screenshot right here that Kenyon Drake tweeted out. He said, "Just wait, I'll win you your fantasy football leagues." Do you remember that?
He said that about this year?
No, last year.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say this year, no shot.
And he proceeded to be like RB. I don't even know where he ranked. RB.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yes,
it was bad.
Wide receivers. We don't have any of them ranked. I'll put on here Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, and John Brown.
I think Ruggs is going to make it in my rankings.
I do not have any of them ranked. Brian Edwards has drawn comparisons to Devontae Adams at camp. I'm not buying it. Not buying it.
Really?
I was
change of tone. Change of tone from
kind of big on Brian Edwards last year in the beginning of training camp.
Yeah, it's like he kind of puts off those Preston Williams kind of vibes.
Love Preston Williams. Don't ever compare him to Preston Williams. And then Darren Waller. I have him at 3. You have him at 4. Below, I think, Kyle Pitts.
Nah, he's got to be at 3. There's no way I put Pitts above him.
I think you did put Pitts at 3. I mean, no, I'm wrong. I put him at 4. I put him at 4 below Pitts. You put him at 3. I think Pitts will be better.
Him below Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You put him below Pitts. I have Pitts at 4. That is unbelievable. Darren Waller.
I think Darren Waller's a tad overrated.
I don't. I think they're going to be close, but I just don't see how you can take Pitts over Waller, especially with how late you can get Pitts.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, do you really want to take Waller at that tight end? I mean, at that around 40, 50 range, opposed to taking Pitts at that 60, 70 range?
He's been going in the third round a lot. I am not mad at that. I think he's going to get fed this year. With Aguilar out, with Tyrell Williams out, Henry Ruggs just runs to the end zone every play. I'm like Darren Waller is the guy. He's like the only guy. So unless you're throwing Kenyon Drake out there in the slot.
Well, we can agree to disagree. That will do the AFC. That's the AFC West.
Next video is what, AFC North?
AFC North is the next video. Don't know when that video will be out. Maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. It'll be one of those 2 days, though. AFC North is next. Thank you all for tuning in, though. Nathan, anything to say to socials?
Check out our Twitter.
Fanatics 3 on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. We're going to be going crazy this year, like we say in every video. We really appreciate the support. The leagues are up. The free league is up. The money league is up. Contact us if you want to play. And you'll hear more about it in the next video.
All right.